All right, I'll be quiet now. Sorry, I had to say something about that.
Yeah, I appreciate that one actually. Like that's awesome. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to D&D&D&D&D campaign number 1, Under Locks and Keys. When we last left off, the party fought their way through the Bees Without Hives, the dark elf male rebels from Avaben's birth city, coming to make good on their promise that they would act as potential rivals in this quest, as more and more factions continue to have their attention drawn to your exploits. But the party shockingly managed to negotiate a truce, not only with the Dark Elf men, but with the Doppelganger, who restored Paul's form in exchange for the illness that they had being treated. Apparently, the Doppelganger blaming the royal family after Paul's oldest brother got them sick with a poison that they were selling. Making their way back up to safety, the party reunited the people of Artabat with their cursed loved ones and partook in festivities to celebrate the occasion. They saw the alpha screening of a in-production play about the war that took place a few years ago of Black Ink and Blue Blood. Um, Paul had a sit-down and conversation with their brother, who has said to accompany you to the lake on the other side of the mirror before. From the sounds of it, they will be parting ways with you. However, the family has promised one another that they will meet again after Paul finds a way to restore their ailed father back to life. With that, I think that is where we'll pick back up. You all awaken in Castle Quaisor. Greylog and Asari having been given guest bedrooms, thanks to Paul. And Paul, of course, awakening. You all begin to awaken, gather your things, and you meet back up in the halls connecting the various bedrooms before making your way down to the foyer of the castle. There you see Ramus Artabat is already waiting for you. A travel bag full of what appear to be various vials, chemicals, and potions. Not overbearing, but certainly ready for travel. Ramus gives you a smile, Paul, and as the three of you descend down the stairs, giving you a nod. The rest of our brothers are sleeping in for the moment. You know, Balak's always been a very light sleeper, so he was up all night again. You all ready?
Poor thing.
He'll live. You all ready to head out? Any pit stops we need to make?
No, I think I'm good.
Uh,
What about the rest of you?
just one, but I could just go and take care of that myself.
I mean, I really wanted to talk to the director, but that could wait for later, I guess.
Yeah, we got to come back anyways. Maybe we can see the entire play all the way through, completed.
That would be nice.
Well, if you're certain. What pit stop do you need to make, Paul?
I just need to pick up some. I'm just gonna head to the well.
All right. Well, I suppose I'll meet you at the front gates then. And he kind of hesitates for a moment, but what am I saying? I'm sure you all know your way around, at least basically. Mind if I tag along, Paul?
Sure.
All right. If the rest of you want to make any pit stops, feel free. If not, then just meet us by the front gates. We're gonna have to at least stay in the forest overnight at some point, unless we push through the day. So at least be ready for an overnight trip. But I'm sure you knew that already.
Oh yeah.
Remus gives you a smile and accompanies you, Paul, on your errand as you, unless you have anything else you wish to discuss with the party, make your way back into Quaisor. Before we start with you, so Asari, Greylog, anything from either of you, or are you good to just head to the front gates and wait for the Artabaceans to join you?
Yeah, I'll wait.
Yep. I'll wait too. I don't have anything that I really want to do.
Okay. Paul, Remus accompanies you to the well. Are you visiting the abandoned well?
Yes.
Okay. Remus accompanies you as you visit the old abandoned dry well near the center of the city. And kind of looks at you curiously as you approach it.
So, Paul's gonna kind of. Now, here's the thing. Is my bucket still there?
If you didn't remove it, then yes.
Yeah, I never took it off. So I walked away so that they could do all their get up. So I was like,
Yeah, imagine the horror if you had forgotten your bucket. This campaign would be over.
man, I can't get a bucket. Yeah, I mean, Paul is simply gonna kind of just do his necessary, pull up the bucket, detach it.
All this way for a bucket?
It's been quite handy.
Who would have thought? Maybe you'll go down in history, saving the world with a bucket. Paul, the Bucket Knight.
As opposed to Shovel Knight?
That's a vague reference to Shovel Knight.
Actually, I didn't even think of it. I had a completely different thing in my mind.
But
What did you have in mind?
You know how Final Fantasy has Onion Knights?
Oh my god.
I was just thinking of
Is that
like...
where you got that one idea? That
Yeah.
song I showed you applies to?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so as you reclaim your bucket, Remus is amused, but lets it go. And kind of glances to the frayed old rope, now left completely bucketless, but well, that well was already bone dry anyway.
maybe one of these days we can get that fixed.
Ordinarily, I disagree with you, but now that I've actually seen what it looks like down there, maybe. Have to block off that tunnel at least, but I suppose that's our brother's problem, huh?
Yes, he probably has other matters that he needs.
Well, lead on.
We'll head back.
All right. Greylog, sorry, you're not left waiting for too long before Paul and Remus join you. Nabavi waits alongside you, seeming kind of quiet, or at least quieter than usual, but does perk up and smile as Paul and Remus approach.
I see that he has his bucket back.
Yes, you do see Paul has his bucket under one arm.
Sorry, she's gonna laugh. You went back for the bucket.
Yes.
Yeah, it's his trademark. Leave him alone.
It'd be like leaving behind your best friend.
I kind of grabbed Greylog by the arm.
So, from what you guys have said, you guys came in through Lake Ocelot, right?
That's correct.
Ocelot.
Yeah, it's not sure how that's going to go, but
It'll be alright, don't worry.
make a new deal with them, but I can offer.
I have some ideas.
Uh,
Ramus kind of gives you a smile, but holds a finger to their lips in a shushing motion before patting you on the shoulder. Don't worry about it. You save the world, I'll deal with the demons.
Huh. How mighty valiant of you.
Well, I'm an Artibation. It's what we do. It's in our family creed and everything.
Yeah, so it is. A lot different from the other side.
What is the other side like? And I'll say at this point, you guys, if you don't have any errands to run or are starting to move.
You're complete opposite. Greedy, thieving, you know, everything for this for them if it's valuable enough.
Sounds depressing.
Yeah, it can be.
I've had just about enough of being a thief, I think.
well, maybe, well, hopefully I guess in a sense if they change, we all change. Very complicated world.
It's simpler than you think when you know the rules.
Guess I just don't know the rules, but
Well, you won't need to worry about it too much. This is home, after all.
Besides,
Once you-
whoever truly knows the rules of the world.
Ramus kind of tilts their head to the side, seeming like they're genuinely considering how to respond before just shaking their head and smiling. I guess none of us do. But, and he kind of pats you on the leg, Paul. You'll be all right. Just make sure you make your way back to our brothers once this is all over, all right? You know what they're like when you leave them by themselves.
yeah.
You sound like you're not going to go back to them yourself.
Like I said, I intend to help all of you, but it might keep me away from home for a while.
How do you plan on helping us?
Like I said, I have something I can offer T to get you back to the other side. Like I said, when you know the rules, it gets easier.
What are you on?
He's going to offer himself and his knowledge of chemicals, aren't you?
I said I would use my knowledge for good. I didn't say I was getting rid of it. I'm just going to negotiate one royal to another and see if we can't come to a compromise. You trust me, don't you?
Insight check.
Roll insight.
Yes, I don't.
I have some suspicion.
9.
And they seem like they're being forthright. You haven't known Ramus to be untrustworthy. Basically, the moment they recognized who Paul was, they have been nothing but helpful the entire time. And even when you have fought them before, they at least were consistent about honoring their word.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. I'm convinced. Nothing off.
Are you planning on trying to give it a cure?
I'm going to try. I'm not going to give up anything important in exchange, don't worry.
No. Hopefully it doesn't cost too much.
It won't, I promise. And he places his hand over yours and squeezes lightly in a comforting gesture. As you guys make your way back to the lake, following the path you had taken back, avoiding the river and its potential dangers, unless you wish to take a faster but more risky route. Is there anything of note you guys want to do during the trip, or are you just going to get to the lake as soon as you can and call it a day?
Yeah.
You'll probably
Well, I'm the
stop-
pack horse, so
Probably stop for a nap, sleep, but nothing like planned as far as.
Okay. As you guys cart your way back across the forest, you stop for the night at the edge of the river where the water cuts before it can risk, in this case, tease, taint spreading through it and potentially reaching the sea. Before the day breaks and you begin continuing your journey.
Daybreak.
oh no, we broke the day. It's forever night now.
So it's forever day.
That's broken!
If it's forever night, does that mean that it's forever day as well?
Somewhere.
Well, I'm talking about or the other universe. It's reversed world.
Great for agriculture, at least. Plenty of sunlight.
Let's head off.
Okay. Sorry, I'm swapping up the music real quick. Much as you had before, you notice the life of the forest begins to grow still, behaved, and complacent as you make your way closer to Lake Ocelot. As you pull into the sort of courtyard oasis that is offered by the clearing of trees, overlooking the piercing, brightly colored lake, almost reflecting the glassy world that it protects. You all come to a stop. At this point, you see that, again, your travel took up a lot of your time. The sun is beginning to set. T waits for you in the form of one of their camper bodies. Hair hidden by a hood, but the piercing blue eyes and constantly dripping with water mouth give away the infection beneath. The body they're currently possessing, you can see, is kind of long and greasy haired, again, just kind of tucked back under the hood, and a dull, pale face of what appears to have once been an Artibation man. He gives a bow as all of you approach, and did you find what you were looking for?
We did. Did you?
I'm afraid
Well,
not.
I guess you wouldn't still be here if you had.
Indeed. But unlike the gods who cursed me, I am a being of my word. I will allow you to return with the wands in tow. The gods may punish me, but what more can they take? However, there is always a price. You understand this.
That is correct.
There's a silence before the entity steps aside, allowing all of you access to the water if you wish to take it. And as they gesture, they speak in a kind of monotonous voice. In exchange, you will give up all you have learned in my domain.
I guess that's fair.
Avaven, on your side, you made it to Lake Thalasso in the night, as you had before. You can see the sky brightening as the sun begins to rise. And this exact conversation is happening exactly the same way on your end. From this point forward, you are essentially controlling both Avaven and Nabavi. I will cut in as Nabavi where appropriate.
Wait, I'm playing 2 characters now?
Well,
Essentially, whatever you say is also being said by Nabavi in the mirror world, but I will cut in for anything that is Nabavi specific.
yeah.
Just so you can A, participate in the dialogue, and B, like, at this point, you are privy to everything that's happening now.
Okay. So what's going on at the lake?
Basically the exact same thing. Eat is saying that they will allow your new sort of acquaintances to pass back into their native home, but in exchange they have to give up everything that they learned while they were in your world. They will remember none of what happened here.
Man, this is too much poking around in heads for my liking.
That is the price. If your friends do not wish to pay it, then they are free to stay.
I mean, I can't speak for the rest, but that is at the same price for me.
Yes. It will be as though you had never come here.
But I don't.
So, how exactly are we supposed to know that we have the wands in that case?
I guess we'll still have it in our hands. We'll just won't know why we have it.
Exactly.
So I guess with the Vaben on the other side, he should be able to at least give us an idea.
I am curious, even though I won't remember. Does that mean our counterparts got the wands from that world too, or is it just one set and it just happened to be in this one?
The item they retrieved is distinct, but yes, they got what they came for. Otherwise, you would not have succeeded either.
So there's twin wands, but the mirrorverse twin wands.
Fair enough.
The artifact they were sent to retrieve by my hand is the untwin wand.
Why not just make it just a regular wand?
The camper gives a slight smirk, and maybe if every wand you've encountered has the ability to instantly dispel any spell that goes off in its radius.
No, but that would be fucking lit, wouldn't it?
If only it were that easy. Perhaps I would not be in my current predicament. This is my price. Pay it, or do not pass.
Well,
Honestly, I'm ready to forget about this place. No offense, Paul.
let's do it.
Ramus puts a hand on your shoulder, Paul, and go. It's okay.
So is everything that they're saying also being said by their counterparts?
Yes, in your case, it is Summer talking to her brother, Laub. Okay.
Oh, I was hoping I'd be able to ask what my counterparts got up to, but I guess I can take a few educated guesses. Guess I could still ask to be nice, isn't that being nice?
Something like that. Paul, it's all right. Go. I'll be right there with you. We'll be together, and your friend, and they give a nod to the dark elf. He'll remind you.
Alright.
And
Really
does this?
though?
I was also going to say, does that also include written knowledge?
That's a good
You may
question.
take
Just so-
notes. You may take notes if you wish.
Oh, I already did. I was just making sure that I still have them if once we crossed over, or if you wanted those as well. Just wanted to be fair for our deal.
I respect your attempt at fair play, thin though the deception may be. And sorry, what were you going to say?
Pretty much was making a jab at Ivan on whether he would actually say, like, remind Paul or not.
Mind Paul is the question that says you know the situation that much, but yeah, it's different.
Paul. No, I love you.
Summer saying that.
They're not completely heartless. Paul, by this point, are you entering the water?
We'll start heading towards water.
As you start to enter the green-tinted waters, already wondering what it's going to be like to see the brilliant, multicolored foreign world on the other side. One by one, you all duck your heads beneath the waves. A voice whispers through all of your heads. The deal has been struck, and everything you gained here now belongs to me. And as you can feel the familiar sense of drowning that overcomes you, a new voice enters your thoughts. Avaben, you watch as Summer takes in a deep, shuddering breath, as if terrified, before giving you one last look and jumping into the water.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Join us.
Wait! A delicious mind. Unfamiliar. Wait. No. You've crossed over before, but not through me.
Oh?
Yes, please. They need They need all the knowledge they've gained here. We're all in danger if they don't make it to the other side without it. Your dangers don't concern me. But I have something that does. What use is a fraction of 3 minds when you can have unfettered access to one? Who are you? Ramus Artapat on the other side. Summer Tebedra. Genius. Chemist. Heir apparent to the throne. A sibling. Your blood doesn't match, but I can feel it in your soul and in your mind. What do you offer me in exchange for your family's mind? Everything. Everything. I know you won't settle for anything less. You understand what this will do to you. You saw the accursed within that castle. You know what fate awaits you when you are devoid of identity, devoid of a sense of self. You won't just be a camper. You'll be something far, far worse. I don't care. It doesn't matter anymore. On one side, I've already lost everything. On the other, I had everything. I want to keep it. I want to enjoy it. You're not taking it away from me. The deal is fair. Say your goodbyes while you still have a mouth with which to speak them.
Wait, so what are they trading?
Themselves.
They
All
are
of their
going to
memories.
completely lose their identity. They will be a doppelganger and completely lose the sense of who they used to be. In exchange, the party will be allowed unfiltered remembrance of what happened in the other world, as they went to great lengths to make sure you were informed of what lies on the other side of the door and the dangers that the Boomer Gangers pose to the world if their goals are to succeed.
Oh, I see.
I'm sorry, Paul. I know I didn't lie to you, but I knew that if you left, you wouldn't come back. You wouldn't remember. You need to be there for our family.
Need you.
No, you don't.
But they do.
Our brothers were heroes. You came all this way to save Father. What do I have to offer? I can poison a body. There's nothing I can do with my chemicals that can't be done with magic.
But that's not important.
But you are.
All that.
With my soul, I offer you protection. You can pass freely through the worlds. I'll protect you.
Why would you give such an unfair deal?
Like I said, it's easy to understand when you know the rules. You cheated them once. They won't let you cheat them again. Your notes would be sopping wet and illegible. And you'd be on the other side, unable to remember a thing. If our brothers came to get you, same thing. We'd be trapped on the other side of a mirror, unable to ever tell you the truth. But not if we have somebody to bridge the gap.
Worth it.
You've spent years helping our family. Our brothers spent years protecting the throne and the kingdom. I need to accomplish something. And I'm not losing you again.
I don't believe you would lose me. Not sure how easy it would be, of course, without any memory.
But in exchange, he's losing you. Don't you see?
He won't remember.
So you just said I'll have all my memories.
How can you remember someone who never existed?
I mean, how did you do it in the first place? It was more of a feeling than a knowledge. He'll know.
Maybe.
Either way, it's still their choice. We shouldn't let it go to waste. The deal has already been made.
I would like just to try it. Fuck it.
Oh no.
I would like to try to reach out, as I'm like, touching the water, cast remove curse.
Your hand gleams in the cold, unfeeling water, but nothing happens. You feel a pair of hands wrap around you in an embrace, although you're struggling to remember who it is. It's okay. Have you ever heard the story of Echo?
Oh.
I mean, being an archaeologist. Come on, Matthew.
It's not even an archaeology thing.
It's just got like the kind of archaeology feel that freaking Indiana Jones has. Archaeology of everything.
History is a huge part. Listen, history is a huge part of archaeology. Okay.
I don't think it's a history thing, though.
Well, she asked if we knew about the story.
Roll history.
So.
I think
Just didn't know if it was. No, I don't know shit. Natural one.
You're lost in the fog of regaining your memories of magic. You have no idea.
Like,
magic.
Yeah.
Magic.
You believe in magic?
In a dragon's heart.
And a draken's heart.
Can I dispel it? Can I dispel the curse or whatever?
You cast Dispel Magic. Again, your hand glows in the dark water before fizzling out. and the hands wrap around you tighter, and you can feel warm breath against your face, almost shielding you from the cold of the water. In the story, she's cursed. She can't speak for herself. No one can see her, but they always know she's there. I know you'll come home, and I'll be here when you do. Just promise me you'll give Father a second chance.
Anything, Father?
So would I. At this point, the duplicates are speaking in perfect unison as the reflections cross. He's everything. Our family's lost without him. I'm not just doing this for you or for myself. I'm doing it for him. No matter what happens, don't lose him. And come back to our brothers safely. Make our family whole again. Last time you went alone, you couldn't even remember what you were here to do, let alone how to do it. This time I'm making sure. I need to make sure. I should have been there to help you the first time. I was too busy fighting with our brothers, arguing. I should have been here all along.
And not sure what you could have done.
This. They gently wrap their hands around your head and give you a kiss on the head. Paul, do you have any final words for your brother before they fade?
I guess. Well, guess after Father, I guess come save you now.
Normally I'd say it couldn't be done, but somehow I think you'll manage. I love you.
Love you too.
Forget me.
Not without a fight.
With that, your reflections part back into their not necessarily home worlds for some, but the worlds that they have come to inhabit for long strains of time. Laup and Paul, without even realizing it, you cross, swimming into opposite ends of the water, lost in a haze of inky darkness. Arasi, Golurg, and someone. I don't know who. You emerge. Avaben, the mirror counterparts are down in the water for a very long time, and the bubbles stopped showing up several minutes ago.
Gotta
Just
hope this demon keeps its end of the deal.
The camper glances to you and gives a smirk. I do not break the deals that are made with me. I simply follow their terms to the letter. They hold out a hand in a gesture, and you watch as Paul, Asari, and Greylog's heads emerge from the water, gasping for air, covered in inky water, but alive. You can already see from the physique of the Dragonborn that these are the true friends that went into the water several days ago. And those of you who went in begin to clamber your way back to shore. You all remember everything that happened in the mirror world, except for everything that involved Paul's brother. They're
I do
wiped from
one
your
thing.
minds as if they never existed.
I would like to, as soon as Asari gets on shore, can I just like cast prestidigitation and just like put like little campfires around, just be like, I've got my magic.
Asari, completely oblivious to what just occurred, you immediately begin to celebrate the return of your magic. The terms of your ill-made deal finally undone.
Well,
Oh,
so what happened
I
on the
turned back
other
around.
side?
oh my god. We might need to sit down for this one. It's a lot.
Some family trouble, but it was resolved.
Interesting.
I'm sad, but I don't know why. Like, do you feel it? Nope. Nope. I was just gassy.
Yeah, that's what you get for eating that stuff last night. Or maybe it was the alcohol. It was a little bit past its due time.
But it was so good.
It was. I should still have 3 bottles left, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's make a camp and fill Iverbin in. Because I feel like there's a lot of things that he needs to know.
Well, I'm not mistaken. What happened on that side have at least some degree
But that
happened on this side.
But Laub didn't seem like the type to be informative, especially to a stranger. No offense, Iverbin.
I just thought it was one of those things that you're supposed to do to be nice, is ask people what they did.
Well, it is noticed. But there are some things that you do need to be informed of.
Well, either way, we gotta make camp. I'm out of spells, as well, wild shapes. And there's nothing,
Not
there's
me!
nothing else to pull this cart.
I mean,
I can
You-
polymorph for like a couple hours.
I can. Alright.
Oh yeah, you got that fancy elk of yours.
And I pulled it on the way back to
I
the place.
forgot. Fucking forgot that he had the elk.
Yeah.
By all means, and he's gonna plop down in the back of the cart and pass out.
I guess I will summon my steed.
Alright. Paul, as you summon your elkin steed, the camper that had walked your counterparts into the water kind of stares at all of you with a kind of unusual look, seeming like they're contemplating something. But to what that is, they give no elaboration, simply a nod and I'm glad you were able to find what you sought. Perhaps someday I will find mine. You have
Well,
given
if
me
we
much
find
to think
anything,
about.
well, if we find anything while we're on our travels, maybe we'll come back. See if we can make any more deals.
At this, the camper's eyebrows kind of shoot up.
You want to make more? You want to trade more things to?
Well, I gotta go back. I told Paul's brothers that brothers
His brother.
their family that I would try to revive their dad.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Yeah.
you did do that, didn't you?
I will need to make one more deal in the future, so if I find anything, well, I'll count myself very lucky.
Eat's expression is hard to read, but finally they respond. Out of all the warriors I've encountered in my long life, you are perhaps some of the strangest.
Thanks.
Perhaps someday I will understand the decisions you make. But for now, I will simply say I'm grateful for them. And my word to you is law. If you do someday find a way of ending my pain, I will offer you the oceans of this world and all of the wisdom of humanity.
Great.
Seems like a pretty good deal, I guess.
Yeah.
Go in peace. My campers will not harm you. And the Tebadrons know to respect my territory. You will not be harmed.
I appreciate it.
The best of luck in your future travels.
Thank you, encouragement piece of candy. Sorry.
I guess Paul pull out the twin ones and we are a step closer to finishing this.
Do you mind if I hold on to those?
Don't see why not. I don't really have much use for it. Magic is not very... doesn't really apply much.
Alright. I'm going to go ahead and take them and I'm going to study them.
The camper gives a smirk as you start looking over the wands, and finally, as everyone makes ready to leave, they look to you, Paul, and stare at you for a much longer moment before simply giving you a nod, and I will not curse you with a blessing from the gods, but may the darkness and shadows guide your path.
Aw, how sweet.
Pragmatism.
Yeah, I guess, thank you, if that is a good thing.
They simply give you a smile, not elaborating any further on their mysterious blessing, before turning and beginning to trail along the shoreline. It's bizarre, Asari having, I believe Asari, I want to say Asari and Paul both, but definitely Asari, having seen what this beast truly looks like, for lack of a better term. It's strange to know that these campers you talk to are only tiny extensions of a much larger creature. But the camper simply begins to tromp along the shore as it makes its way kind of in this like half semicircle around Lake Thalasso.
Yeah, it was Asari, and Asari, she saw the form.
I've gotten so used to your Saturday character that I was like, wait, does Paul have True Sight? It's because I also had a paladin with True Sight in my last Friday game, so
Yeah, he doesn't have True Sight yet.
we'll get there.
Yeah,
But yes.
Give it time.
pretty much.
And Paul, as you summon your steed and begin to hook them up to the cart, the rest of you has largely dried from diving into the lake, but you do notice wetness around your eyes, to which you cannot trace the origin.
Didn't these eyeballs itch from this?
It must be the salts.
Oh my god. Is that even salt water though? Oh, this
I
is
don't know.
wet. Don't look at me, I'm not a botanist. I'm an archaeologist.
I guess Paul will just kind of wipe a tear and look at it and just. Hopefully, whatever's in that water wasn't, won't affect us negatively.
You're alright, you're looking a little down in the dumps there.
No, I'm fine.
Is there any final business you guys wish to conduct while you're at the shores of the lake?
No, but I do need to go shopping.
Won't go shopping on the other side, but you gotta go shopping on this side? For what?
I need some stuff for a spell. What else?
Well, I mean, now thinking about it, there's some shopping I guess I could do.
Yeah, okay.
Let's quickly inform Iverben, or we can drive and inform Iverben, whatever.
Okay. As you all make your way into the cart, Avaben, as you had on the way in, taking point. Paul steering your steer, if you will.
Instinctually, I'm like going the opposite way at first.
No, that's a good detail. That's a good catch. You find yourself instinctively going, and Avaben. Paul's not usually the type to make mistakes like that. It does kind of catch you off guard that he kind of instinctively sways the opposite way before having to kind of catch himself and move correctly. But you all make your way into the forest and leave Lake Thalassa behind as the sun rises over the New World. Avaven, the party tells you the tales of what had happened to them on the other side, which more or less match up to your adventures. I had sent you the summary over text. The only basically adjustment to keep in mind is that you do not remember meeting a Summer Tebedra. As far as you can recall, Summer Tebedra has not and never existed.
Is this going to affect tomorrow's game?
Let's find out.
That would be actually pretty interesting.
This is several years in the future, so.
Poor Gil, widowed after 3 years of marriage.
Sure you are.
But if you think about it, if they get raised entirely, is it retroactive?
Let's find out.
Yeah, actually, you'll just forget you were ever married.
Like, oh, I'm still simping for Lucian, who's clearly gay.
Oh, come on. She'll warm up to him eventually.
No, you can still
I-
simp to a gay person.
Yeah, no. I'm just making a joke about it.
Yeah.
as you all chatter and your voices fade into the distance of the Sprintwood, the shores of the lake are disrupted by a shadowy arm reaching out and pulling a equally shadowed humanoid form onto the shore, where Eats Camper stops and almost kind of curiously nudges them with their foot as the shadowy form crouches on its knees, taking gasping breaths as a new doppelganger is born. Do you even realize what you just did? There's no going back, you know. I know.
What is this?
Well, Summer by herself.
Ramus, technically, but...
Summer, Ramus.
I mean,
Do we see
functionally the same. No, like I specified twice, this is when you guys are way off into the forest now.
Yeah.
this? Traps.
The doppelganger slowly rises to their feet, looking down at their new form. I won't go back on a bargain once struck. The man who was once your brother is free to pass through my domains at will now. Curious that you've left him to enjoy a life you can no longer experience. That's because you wouldn't understand. That's the reason you're here. Love's a curious thing. Now you get to experience it too. With that, the doppelganger starts to kind of stumble, still kind of getting used to their new form, towards the forest. A prince twice exiled. Now stranded in a world that's not your own. What happened to me? You made a deal with me. No, on this side. Why don't you find out? What's their name? They gave it up. You'll have to find them yourself. With that, the camper strolls off, leaving the doppelganger alone. They watch almost instinctively in the direction where someone they know is important to them, who will, as far as they know, never so much as think about them again. They take in a breath, look around at the world that's so much brighter and full of color than they remember. They take on a form resembling the camper that just spoke to them, just to give themselves a form with which they can communicate to others, and hold out a hand as the ghostly hand of an elvish girl enters into her own. Paul, your brother and sister, are at peace as they walk off into the forest. Is there anything you all wish to do on the return trip to the Shadow Lily Confederacy as you make your way back to the Breaker, which will bring you back to Tortage, at which point you are free to rest until the next key is found?
They just said they wanted to do some shopping.
Okay.
Well, if we're gonna go straight to storage, I can do my shopping there. I'll probably have better luck finding what I want.
Well, I'm more to be clear. You guys are going to have to stop in Perha anyway. Let the crew know that you're ready to leave. You got what you came for. I more mean is basically until you get there, while you're just doing the trip between them. Is there anything you want to do?
Yeah, mostly probably just a lot of window shopping or more stuff. It's like potential stuff to look into.
Very well. The trip takes some time, but soon you see the great walls of Perha looming overhead. Go ahead and everyone deduct, I'll say 3 days of rations, just taking into account the previous trips. Your water skins are beginning to dry, but the city's not far, so it doesn't concern you too much. Trouble you too far. So just note that 3 days, your 3 days of rations down for every mouth you have to feed.
But here's what I could do on each daily basis. I could do create food and water.
Okay. I amend my statement. Unless any of you wish to deliberately refuse it, Paul magically grants all of you food and drink during your travels. The food is, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't. Does it specify it's tasteless?
It's bland but nutritious.
All right. So Paul magically serves up, again, rather bland and unappealing, but nutritious and healthy food for each of you. And eventually, you see the Perhan walls overhead. You pass over the Tieshan Railway and make your way into the city. As you guys wander through the streets, it doesn't take long before Asari, you and the group are accosted, so to speak, by Anna, who gives you all a bright, beaming smile, seeing you return. Hey guys. Everything
give
okay
her the
then?
biggest hug. I'm just gonna squeeze my little leaf friend.
Hugs are good? Hug good?
I think so.
We have so much to tell you, and I'm gonna reach into my pocket and show her the wands. Look.
Wow.
I know, right?
At least to say that mission is accomplished.
Everything okay?
Yeah, just
Tired.
dealing with stuff is all.
She gives you a sympathetic nod, and as she kind of breaks away from Asari, she kind of clears her throat and, I'm here if you need me.
I appreciate that.
In the meantime, I suppose I have some good news.
Oh?
It actually won't take us too long to track down the next key.
That's great.
Yeah. Why is that? The professor has been getting letters. So have I, actually.
From who?
Just some guy. I think he's a merchant. Anyway, his credentials seem to line up, and he says he actually is willing to come to Tortage and just give it to us.
Really suspicious, isn't it, though?
Oh, absolutely. But, I mean,
Definitely.
come on, it's us. What sort of trap are we not prepared for?
You might want to reconsider that question after we tell you everything.
That bad, huh?
It's like an airplane, a bus, and a taxi away from good.
A what? A what? And a what?
It's
It was
like
bad.
it's like a 3-day hike. Bad.
Ugh. Well, I guess, I definitely want to hear it, but, you guys look like you've been through the ringer, so, I'll just, let the captain and crew know you're ready to head out. We should be ready in a day or two. She gives you all a nod, and even if this is some kind of trap, well, certainly a funny sort of trap for them to tell us it's coming.
Well, I mean, do you know how long they're gonna be?
From what the professor said, it's going to take us some time to get back to Tortage, so we told him to expect for that. So once we get home and get settled back in, he said he can be with us as soon as about a month.
Well, I mean, probably I guess would be good just in case to do the research anyways. It's not.
Oh, no, I'm certainly not so much of a fool. Not some sort of greenhorn graduate. Dr. Ku and I will go over the facts, make sure this guy's story lines up. Frankly, I don't know what sort of man thinks he's smart enough to calculate what the next key is going to be with no information.
Amateurs.
For the record.
Well, you're forgetting one thing.
Ah?
Crazy space guy, the one on the moon, from the
You
what
mean
are
the
they
Boomerganger?
called? Yeah, the Boomergangers. They already know about all the keys. What if they tipped them off?
That's what I wanted to tell her. We haven't even told her everything, which is why I told her you might want to reconsider what you're saying after we tell you what happened.
Boomer gamers? The Boomer gamers weren't even involved in this.
They are. Highly.
On this situation.
And if this guy is from the Boomergangers, well, either the big guy's going to keep his word and he is just going to hand us the next key without a fight. But if he's not, then, well, why warn us? Why tell us he's coming?
Show off?
Well, you got me there. He does strike me as the kind of guy who likes to show off. Do you have any idea how much I have to troll through this guy's bragging just to get to a sentence?
Oh my god. Is it any worse than a wicket? Make fun of myself, right?
The professors and I will go over the guy's story, make sure he's legit before we send him the okay that we're ready for him. Don't worry, we'll be careful. Right, Dr. Ku?
Cool.
Well,
don't go push yourself too hard, but I mean, we have the key, and we should probably head back to town as soon as we can.
Yeah, I just gotta grab a couple things, and I will be right there.
you take your time, guys. It's going to take some time for the crew to get assembled anyway. Have you guys managed to catch that play?
We caught it on the other side of the pond, actually.
Yeah. How was it?
Interesting. They argued a lot, which was very confusing. But I'm interested to see it again. They did say that it was going to air again, so maybe we can go together.
Oh, that'd be delightful.
Right?
Was there a play in the other version too?
Yes. The things themselves were relatively similar. You actually caught it during the festivities celebrating the party's victory. Just a play version of our Tuesday game.
spent like what, 50 hours at least just arguing.
Yeah, I haven't seen it myself. Apparently, it's out of town right now, but yeah, that's what I've heard from the reviews.
Oh no.
Do you know when it's gonna come back so we can go see it?
Well, I certainly hope so. Director says he wants to take it global once he's got it finished.
Oh wow, he's very ambitious, isn't he?
She gives a smile and a nod. But and she kind of pats you on the shoulder, Paul, and well, like I said, you can come find me if you're not all right. But you're a big boy. I'll She kind of nervously forces herself through the remainder of her thought. Just, we're all in this together, all right? Just, you know. I know you and I haven't had a lot of time to, like, hang out. I don't know if you think we're friends, but I just...
You give me no reason not to be your friend, so...
This actually does kind of stun her briefly before she smiles, and thanks. I think you're a good friend too, and well, good friends don't leave other good friends hanging, you know?
I appreciate that. There's just a lot to process right now.
Yeah. Take some time, rest in one of the taverns. I'll come and find you guys whenever the crew's ready to go. And with that, she gives you all a nod of the head and her farewells. And as she starts making her way back up the road towards the dock, she turns her head over her shoulder and I do expect a full retelling of everything I missed.
Oh, believe me, I will. We'll have tea over it.
Thank you. And with that, she heads down to the docks. Are there any errands you guys wish to conduct in Perha while you are here?
Oh yeah.
Mostly window shopping.
I need to get a couple components.
You like,
Okay.
man, that would be nice. Like, that's out of my price range. That's out of my price range.
And I will say, for my reference, I'm not gonna like interrogate you guys over it. I just legitimately want to know. Do you guys like, basically, Paul? Since I think this would have been more up to you, did you bring your father's body with you, or are you leaving it in the care of your brothers until a potential revival is found?
I mean, yeah. We actually, I think we talked about this. Yeah, we're gonna leave it with them because again, revive him here. I think the idea of causing problems. We left it there.
Yeah, I thought that was what the plan was
No, yeah,
leave the body there.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm. All right. Sorry. The price of any components you need to buy should be listed. So
Yeah, they are. I just need them. I need like very specific ones.
yeah, so no
For,
worries.
okay.
Just knock off the appropriate price. Perha does sell spell components, so you should be able to find what you need.
I should have no problem finding the ointment for True Seeing, because I want a couple doses of those.
Yep, no problem.
And I wanted to see if I couldn't maybe find an artist to maybe commission a street artist to do an image of a dragon that's worth at least 500 gold points. I want maybe 3 or 4 of those, depending on what they are able to do.
There is no shortage of artists in Perha. It's a very artistic city. You can easily do that.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go to how many artists can I see immediately?
Just down this street, you can see 4 different ones.
I will go to all 4 of them and commission a piece of an engraving of a dragon that has to be at least 500 gold. So I will commission them 500 gold.
Okay.
change anything different about them for each commission?
So it's
I want
for
to make
the.
so many jokes
I
that
know
wouldn't
it's for
be.
a spell, but like it doesn't consume it.
What
It
kind of
says
jokes are you wanting to make?
it says
They're the kind
it
of spells
says,
that would get us banned from Twitch. And yes, I know we're not a big Twitch channel. Yada yada yada.
uh,
Oh,
it
no,
says
you gotta be
in the
even more
component.
careful when you ain't big.
It says on the components, an object with the image
Yeah.
of a dragon engraved on it, worth at least 500 gold.
Yeah, I think what you're saying. I'm just saying the fact that
No, he's not saying you're breaking the rules. He's more just like saying like, are you gonna ask for like different dragons, or is it just gonna be like, go to one artist commission, go to one artist commission, go to one artist commission?
You know what?
There
I
are
would
probably
be
people who
interested.
legit do that.
But yeah, no. I think that's interesting. I think that's interesting. Yeah, different types of dragons. Just be like, surprise me, you know?
Okay, noted.
because it doesn't consume on use. Just use one graving for many times you want.
No, but what the hell?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will go to all 4 of those.
All right. Greylog, anything from you?
I'll do the math. Don't worry.
2,000.
I don't think I need anything.
Okay.
Window looking like that'd be nice.
Okay. Avaven, anything from you?
No, I don't think there's really anything Avaven really needs at the moment.
Okay. The 4 of you kind of amble around town for a while as you all process your previous adventure. Paul, you glance at some of the items as Asari pops in and out of stores to get art commissions or magical necessities. Most of you do not have any immediate business, so you simply allow Asari to direct the group up and down the street, visiting shops before you guys ready to turn in for the night. Asari, you place 4 commissions for artistic renderings of a dragon.
I also will get 400 gold worth of the ointment for my eyes for true seeing.
Okay.
Because it's only 25 gold each, but like I figure if I just use a dab every time, it should, make up the difference.
Okay.
But I'll do the math and I'll make sure I know how many exactly I have, so don't worry.
All right. As long as you're keeping track. Okay.
400.
I guess there is one thing I'd like to do.
What's that?
Look for a good tavern with good alcohol and good entertainment.
Okay.
And research.
Yes, research.
All right. Everyone note that it will cost you 1 gold apiece for food and a room at the local inns, and if you wish to get drinks as well, this will just be for Greylogs. For everyone else, it's just a gold. Are you going for wines or just something to get you drunk and you don't care how?
Something that tastes good but will get him drunk.
In that case, a pitcher, basically each pitcher is going to run you 2 silver, or you can just spend 10 gold to get a bottle.
Yeah, I'll get a bottle. And that's
Alright.
how much?
10 gold.
Okay, so I will pass out. I'll give them 11 gold and comment, where'd all that come from?
Like, I guess, Paul will, I guess, try to pull out 1 gold and realize, I have more than 5 coins in my bag. The fuck?
if there's no final business for anyone to conduct in the city while you're here.
How long is? I guess I'll check in, like, see how long we have until we're all set up and everything.
Paul, as you run down to the docks to check, you run into a few of the crew and check in on them. They say that it will probably take them about since by this point, because I'm guessing you want to do this in the morning or just before you go to bed.
I'll do it in the morning.
So yeah, if you're going in the morning, yeah, they just tell you that they'll need the rest of the day, but they should be ready to move by tonight.
Okay. Well, I guess with that, the window shopping, since he found out about the money he has, it's like, oh, I'm rich.
Paul, discovering money you do not remember in your pockets, you return enthusiastically to the shops. As I'll say, yeah, Avaben, this unfortunately does not apply to you, but yes, the rest of you do discover the money that Riff has reverse pickpocketed into your coin pouches.
Money
If
that
I would
what?
been.
So Zephyr's counterpart gave them all money.
Oh,
Since Zephyr is a pickpocket, his counterpart is a reverse pickpocket.
that's a thing?
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
that's totally a thing.
Technically you're pickpocketing, but instead of taking it, you're putting something in it. But it is. Yeah.
Paul, with newly bestowed money in tow, what do you wish to buy?
I think I had another idea, but I don't remember. But mainly, some barding.
Okay. Let me double check pricing, because pricings are a little bit different here for some things. For a medium creature or a large creature?
They are large.
All right, for a large creature. Um,
Creature.
Yeah.
yeah.
I should make sure they stayed large.
All right, and
Large and in charge.
do you have a specific
Kind, like what?
yeah, do you have a specific kind you want?
Let's see.
Do you remember that I won't spoil the details, but I would recommend a light choice given what you are going to be doing later.
The light?
I'll message you.
I think I know their stats, but I think they don't have crazy high debt.
Anyone else?
No, I don't have anything to do. Though, if Ivan does need money to go buy something, Greylock will offer to share.
He just doesn't have anything he can think of to buy right now.
Okay. In that case, Paul, you may. I just double checked. Yeah, I was actually. I was wrong. So you may get whatever barding you wish.
Cool. Otherwise, I would like me.
No, yeah. I won't explain yet because spoilers. But basically, there's a reason I got it wrong. But I'll worry about that later. Point is, you can get what you need.
Yeah.
So yeah, what kind of barding are you going for, and it will be priced accordingly.
You know what? I need to see my elk stats. They may not be strong enough for what I was gonna try to do. My elk.
You
They're
just put the
strong
armor
enough.
on them and they just
Fall. They just
yeah, just
disintegrate.
squished.
Now, they are strong enough for it, so I will go for, if they have it, plate.
They do.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pricey though.
Let's see, how much is it?
All right. I have to do a wee bit of math real quick. Sorry.
That's fine.
No, ma'am.
What's he
Um,
getting?
he is getting plate armor for his mount.
Yeah, getting some barding.
Oh, some fancy armor.
And bear in mind, barding already is more expensive than regular armor because it has.
More.
Yeah, they have to cover it. They have to cover your lad.
Yeah, but it'll be worth it. The protection.
Okie dokie. All right, so 4 times that. Just make sure my math was right. Sorry. Paul, it will cost you 6,000 gold to get plate barding at this store.
Okay. Okay. Now, how much is? I guess at that point, how much is splite
Splite?
or splint? No. Oh, no,
Do you mean splint armor? Or like what?
That's
What are you
splint.
looking at? Okay.
The one right above it.
Okay. Splint
Basically,
armor.
Which one is within 5,000 gold?
Okay, I see. Yeah, no, plate is pricey.
It's just shy of my price range.
Yeah. You can try. You could, to be fair, you could try and haggle, but
Not Paul.
yeah, fair. Yeah, I'll give you that. Tis,
Paul's
Gridlock
not a
is
haggler.
willing to share.
Paladins
it'll be
don't haggle.
800. It'll be 800 gold for a splint barding.
Difference.
I mean, for humans, splint, at least in 5th edition, splint armor is 200 gold, and then plate armor is 1,500.
Wow.
Literally over 7 times the price.
Yeah.
So 800 if you want to get splint barding.
So 800. We'll do math.
We'll come back to you. Asari, as you go to check in on your commissions, given that you have requested like custom paintings of dragons, which are pretty complex, the artists are, to put it bluntly, not exactly thrilled when you give them an idea of your timetable, but they do say if you're willing to pay a little bit extra, they can give you a full painting and then mail you the finished product. Or you can basically just pay them the front sum now, but you're not getting a painting, you're getting a sketch.
As long as it's worth 500 gold.
All right.
But yeah, I'll pay a little extra. I'll give them a little extra, and they can just mail it. I'll give them the address to the place in
Yeah,
Portage.
the laboratory.
Yeah.
All right. I'll get right back with you for the cost of actually getting
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you have
Just I already deducted everything else. Just tell me how much extra I need to deduct.
gotcha. And Paul, are you covered, or is there anything else for you?
Is it 800, right?
Yeah, 800 if you want splint.
Yeah, so I will hand over 80 plat.
Okay. The stable hand is quite thrilled and is more than happy to get you situated. And they get your mount suited for a nice set of splint barding, which you may now add to your mount.
Yeah, their AC skyrockets.
Hell yeah. Sorry, it takes you a little bit of doing as you realize that as you discussed the situation with the various artists, and you're having to do this like one at a time too, because there's like 4 completely different ones and they kind of move around. That again, it's within affordable range for an adventurer, but definitely not going to be cheap. They inform you that if you want a complete, like, beautiful painting, it's going to take them basically the 500 just for the actual commission and painting, and for each artist you hired, an additional 180 for shipping it literally to the other side of the world to you.
Yeah, you gotta pay for that shipment.
It takes you a little bit of arguing back and forth with them because of the language barrier.
No. I don't need to. I will pay.
Because impossible.
Let's see. I have 500.
Yeah,
You know what? I will pay each of them 100 platinum each.
Wait, what? That is
Where are you
more
getting
than
that
you
money
think.
Isn't it?
Platinum is 10 gold.
They
You
pay them
just said
1,000.
that you were gonna pay them.
1,000 gold.
you gave them 5 times what they asked for, but they do tell you they can
Well,
certainly
I mean-
expedite the trip in exchange for that.
I mean,
Do you have 1,000 for each of them?
Well, no, she has.
I
enough
have
platinum.
I have gold. I have platinum. I have more money in platinum than I do in gold.
You give them the platinum. That's like this relatively same currency.
Yeah, how much were they asking?
500 for the art itself, 180. This is in gold for the shipping it from Yav to Tortage.
I just
50 platinum.
because we got a
like
month.
68
We got a
platinum,
month
right?
to figure our shit out, right?
More or less, Anna said that this mysterious merchant that claims to have the next key said that if you do agree to meet with him so that he can deliver it, that he could get to you guys in as soon as a month.
See, so if it's 180 gold plus 500, so that'd be
680, so 68 platinum per artist would cover it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
So how
And
much?
also-
68.
68 per artist, so just 68 times 4, that's how much
Okay.
you're paying in plat. And also, just a little funny side note, like I said, the language barrier and some cultural differences cause you a little bit of confusion while placing this request, as the Yavik calendar is different than the Perusian calendar. So whenever you tell them, hey, like, the trip by boat from where I'm staying to here is like 6 months, they were like incredulous, because basically to a Yavik that means something very different than it does to a Perusian.
Does that mean to a Yav?
To a Yavik person, they assumed Asari was saying essentially something in the ballpark of it would take a year for you to get from point A to point B.
So their calendar is like half the length?
Yeah, but the months are longer, like individually.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry about the
Just a-
confusion.
You're fine. Like, out of character, you're fine. In character, I was more just like playing up the
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
You're a British archaeologist trying to commission Russian street artists.
I
Like,
imagine one of them's like, what you ask is impossible.
yeah, that's kind of what I was picturing, honestly.
What you ask is impossible. I can't do it.
Because I like to, yeah, because like think about it. Sorry, was like, hey, can you make me like a beautiful portrait of a dragon? And just like, yeah, it's gonna cost you, but sure. And then she comes back the next morning. Hey, is it done? No.
I cannot make this happen in one day. Who do you think you are? I work very hard on this work.
You
Yeah,
can't.
and then it's,
You dang foreign was expecting everything to be done so quickly.
And then a sorry flashing platinum in front of him. Oh, it can be done in days. Maybe days.
Oh,
maybe
have
two.
it there, have it there next
you know,
week.
you'll
Maybe
But
it's
yeah,
also impossible.
point is, once you get over the language barrier and cultural confusion, you are able to negotiate. They will work on the drawing and then mail it to Tortage as soon as they're all done.
Maybe if you buy me some vodka, I might be able to get you something.
May not be
mean,
legible, but
sure.
it's something.
Any final errands you all wish to run?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
good.
If I need anything else, I can always.
Also, I feel like I kind of
get it
started going
imported.
Italian a little bit there.
Italian, Russian. Is there really much of a difference?
Yeah.
No, normally I'm not going to say anything because I do not know enough about anything to know to
I can
be.
guarantee you
anything?
they are nothing alike.
For culture,
But the only thing they
big.
might have in common is skin color.
You
Not
all
even
make your
for
way.
that.
You all make your way down to the docks, and as your crew assembles, you board the breaker.
They are both on the continent of Europe.
The transformed Sky Serpent excitedly regales you all with the not overly impressive tale of the exploits he got up to while you were all away. The crew has a few new accoutrements that they did not have before. It appears they were welcomed rather warmly in Purha. And Anna immediately pulls you to the side, Dr. Ku, and demands a recount of everything that happened so she can document
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
Is everybody listening? Because I'm sure everybody's going to want to hear this story.
You do see quite a few of them.
Asari is more than happy to spill the tea.
All right.
No, not the tea.
Asari, as you begin to regale your old college roommate and your newly formed crew with the tales of your exploits, your journey to an entire other dimension of reflections, and the acquisition of an artifact squirreled away by the gods in another dimension, hidden completely from our view.
And then I would like to add one thing, and I would like to add one thing.
Okay.
And then Asari finishes with a, and I did it all without magic!
Anna does crack a few jokes at your expense that she has to do this crap without magic every day.
It's not my
Get
fault
me
that you're
started.
boring.
Don't even get me started with the fact that Asari really didn't do much. She was standing on a ladder. She did freeze and break a door.
But didn't the ghost
Oh,
get
yeah.
mad at you guys for that? So
I
that kind of just made things
cleaned it.
worse, didn't it?
Yes!
But
God.
she did all of that without magic.
I'm noticing a trend.
You know, you guys could just go fuck off.
Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to assume you do what you normally do during the trips and
Sounds like a
swab in the deck.
typical Bretonnian. Do none of the work and take all the credit.
She just narrows her eyes. Don't push yourself, boy.
You all attend to your normal stations as, in the night, the breaker pulls away from the shores of the Shadow Lily Confederacy and the shores of Yav and begins to make its ricochet rowboat way back out to open sea to begin the long journey to what is, for the time being, home. And thus ends Chapter 4 of Black Ink and Blue Blood, Black Blood, and Blue Ink.
Hang on, did you say chapter 4 of Black Ink and Blue Blood?
Yeah, I had the reversed version ready in my head, and it swapped my wires. The fourth
Well, what's
chapter
this
of Under
campaign
Locks,
called again?
Under
and
Locks
Keys?
and Keys.
Is there
Uh,
going to be a chapter of...
Under Keys and Locks, maybe.
yeah. Yeah, is there going to
So-
be a
Yeah,
chapter of another one
that's
like
gonna be
that?
the final part where we actually get to undo all the locks.
But point is, thus ends chapter 4 of Under Locks and Keys, Black Blood and Blue Ink. You guys journeyed to Yav all the way across the world, followed in the footsteps of another campaign, fled into a world of mirrors, fought a doppelganger that nearly stole your identities, and with minimal blood spilled, made your way back with another artifact in tow. Score 1 for the Divine 5.
What do you mean score 1?
I mean,
We have
score
a
1, like add
few.
1.
Oh, okay.
I
I'm
mean,
like,
now our score is at what? Like, let's see, 1, 2...
You have 4 now, and the Boomergangers have 3.
So...
They've only got
You know,
2.
if this was a series in baseball, we would have won. We won 4 out of 7.
Yeah, because you guys have the Compass of Seeking, the Wind Breastplate, the Forge Cast Pistol, and the Spelltwin Wands. The Boomergangers have the Pythian Wreath, a unknown artifact that they already mentioned having, and that leaves another unaccounted for. And of course, this new one that's been mentioned that supposedly is being delivered to you guys on a silver platter. No fight required.
Yeah,
such a
I'm gonna get
new.
Eleanor out. Press X to doubt.
You all level
Such a
up.
new idea.
You are all
Not
now
having to
level
do anything.
14. You
Are we
all
gonna
level up
keep
twice.
rolling today, or are we gonna call it there?
We're starting to wrap up. It's just going to be like the trip back home, and I figured you guys would want some time to actually think about what you want to do during the interlude. But yes, so you all level up twice. You are all level 14 now. You have acquired the Spelltwin Wands. Sorry, you may add them to your inventory and attune to them at your leisure. With that, 3 artifacts remain relatively unaccounted for. 1 is being delivered to you by this mysterious merchant. 1 is owned by the Boomergangers, but they have not revealed what it is or what its capabilities are, which leaves only 1 that is completely unaccounted for by either side.
And then after that, we're gonna have to go kick the Boomergangers' asses to take theirs.
Hell yeah.
Except for they don't have some... Oh wait, hang on, maybe we shouldn't mention that.
Oh man, we need to talk about Asari's
Don't want to
wings
spoil
now.
it for the viewers. What viewers? Who said that?
Oh, I know who said it. Don't worry. And I suppose with that, that is a good time for us to end things. Let me get my little document to do out here. But all of you, of course, make sure you start putting thought into anything that needs to be covered vis-a-vis your level ups or anything you want to buy once you're back in town. As always, the magic item store in Tortage will be refreshed with any items you guys missed during this adventure.
If we miss one of the items, because they're technically magic items, will they show up in the store?
No, I'm not that nice. Check out our website at officiald5hub.info. Down for maintenance at the moment, but soon to be resurrected from the grave like a filthy necromancer returning to the surface world. And no casualties. Everything's fine. It's not like you remember any different anyway.
Teardrop emoji.
Check out our link in chat to join our official D5 Discord server if you want to hang out with us directly. Support our episodes posted on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Google Podcasts, and the iHeart Podcast Network, wherever you happen to get them from. For our audio listeners, catch us live on Mondays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time on twitch.tv/Odd Tornado Productions and the Odd Tornado Productions YouTube channel to catch up on what you may have missed. Check out Odd Tornado Productions official on Tumblr to find links to our other works, including our freshly bemirrored Paladins Twitch channel at twitch.tv/AustinFreak123. If you enjoy what we do, please support us on Patreon, that link to be posted as well. On Ko-fi at ko-fi.com/Odd Tornado Productions, and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/tornadoodd, TNO capitalized, for live updates whenever we go live, as well as updates on all of our other works we're supporting. And if you want to see more of this party, plus or minus a few, tune in tomorrow, Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time, for our Tuesday game of Black Ink and Blue Blood. I just stopped myself because I was about to say the wrong name again. Of Black Ink and Blue Blood, featuring a party of politicians and nobles trying to unravel a political conspiracy if they can just stop stabbing each other in the back long enough. Thanks everyone at the table so much for playing. Thanks everyone at home so much for watching. And we'll see you all next week.